Sports fans, hurry, step right up. It's a new edition of On the Money podcast here live from the On the Money Sports Lounge and Casino/Theater section. We are the mega powers of podcasting here, ready for phase two of our 5-part August series, which is NFL divisional breakdowns, including playoff and Super Bowl predictions. Alongside me, as always, none other than the commissioner of the Elite Eight League, the commissioner of the On the Money Sports League, and the current reigning, defending True Legends champion and GM of the Tribal Chiefs, none other than Oscar O'Money Muniz in the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine evening? We are conspicuous by his absence. Mike D is not here. It's a little upsetting. It looks like I re-aggravated the cut on my finger because I'm like, why is there blood on my notes?
Well, as far as Mikey, are you bleeding? Oh, God.
Earlier today, I cut myself.
Some tape around it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Although I need a napkin to go with it. I'm not that crazy.
So, as far as Mikey goes,
he bladed.
We fired him. You know, he came here with a doctor's note. He said, something about I broke my neck. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
if you've
blah,
seen
blah,
him
blah,
today,
blah.
if he was on this podcast today, he'd be like this.
And
when you talk to him,
I said, okay, you broke your neck, yada yada, pack your shit and get out of here. So
you little webble.
we got rid of him. Get well soon, Mike. Careful how you sleep today, buddy.
Yeah, we don't want to hear excuses next week.
You will be missed, my friend, because we had an action-packed episode for tonight. Hopefully,
Yes, we do.
You're able to check in the comment section while you've got the icy hot on the neck, the heating pad, whatever gimmick you've got going on right now.
I brought him
Kick back,
biofreeze with
relaxing.
the extra other stuff like Nova, whatever the heck they put in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's
Good
not
stuff.
doing nothing. I was like,
Give it time. Give it time. Yeah,
because he had Tiger Balm or whatever. Like, dude, you're not Charlie Sheen.
Tiger Bomb.
I don't know what the hell he
hell's
called
that?
it.
The hell's Tiger Bomb?
I have no idea.
He's back. Darren Waller and the Panthers have agreed on a 1-year deal. So last week we talked about the NFC and AFC South.
Who'd he sign with?
The Panthers.
That's interesting.
I mean, they don't really have a tight end, right? Honestly,
They still got Tommy Tremble.
I mean, come on. Yeah, that's they do still have him, but easily expendable. No offense, Tommy Tremble, but that's a guy that when it comes to the this right here, he's probably going to be in the bottom tier of the tight end pool as far as that goes. But we've already done tiers. We broke down the South. I told you why I felt like the Carolina Panthers were going to be bottom feeders. I told you why the Indianapolis Colts, I felt like, were also going to be bottom feeders. Coincidentally, speaking of the Indianapolis Colts, no timetable for the return of Alec Pierce. They have no idea when he's coming back. Josh Downs is struggling at practice. So for the time being, it's looking like Tyler Warren is going to be the wide receiver one until Daniel Jones gets hurt again. I don't know. I really don't know. But tonight we are dedicating tonight's episode to
Mikey's neck.
This episode is sponsored by the Icy Hot that's on the back of Mike's neck right now. And also we are going to be giving you, as a trade just goes down in DOA.
Really?
Yep. We are going to be bringing you the NFC West and AFC West breakdown here tonight. Two divisions that, when we talk about these divisions, we really put a lot of these teams over. A lot of playoff contenders, potential NFC, AFC championship contenders, Super Bowl contenders, dare I say, in the mix, including the defending reigning Super Bowl champions, our beloved LA Rams, and teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers, which it can kind of go either way for them. So a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about, and also a lot of news and updates as far as what we have now, because training camp's been kind of spooky, bro.
Training camp has been super spooky. What are you talking
Every
about?
sleeper notification, I'm just holding my breath like.
Like, it has been very, very. You got guys getting soft tissue injuries week in after week. Huh. Is that what we're doing now?
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. Parker Washington for a 2028 first.
It's 2 years away, man. I don't want to pick from 2 years from now, but I don't get it. Listen.
It's fair. Absolutely
You
fair.
could probably package those
It's
two
absolutely
2020s and get back into the 2027 in Fantasy Dynasty.
Don't worry about that. I wanted Parker Washington.
The GM loves picks.
I wanted Parker Washington.
The GM loves picks.
And he set the price.
The
and
GM,
it's a fair price. It's a price that I'm willing to pay for a guy that, look, you guys loved him. I didn't see it at first. I was like, this is a flash in the pan. But there might be more to that now, bro, because this guy, I start hearing more about him. I start reading more about how his preparation, what he does, his workout regimen. Like, this dude might be a machine. Like what we saw last year was a product of the work that this kid actually puts into the field. And look, I already put the Jaguars over last week on this podcast. Why not get myself a piece of that offense? Yeah. A piece that has been a little bit more productive in recent history than BTJ, you know?
The Commanders took a blow this week. Who got hurt?
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
He's going to be missing some time, it sounds like. So that's going to be an interesting situation with a team and a division that we haven't gotten to yet. But when we talk about them, we bring them up, the conversation is going to happen. Like, how is this going to affect the whole situation with their running backs, with Jaden Daniels in the pocket, his comfort in the pocket, being able to get it to his receivers? Does this sort of impact the value of a Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt when you think about the fact that Rachaad White is that veteran that can not only block better, but come out of the backfield and get those quick dump-offs better than Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt can? Rachaad White can end up being a nice, sneaky
Rachaad White, a lot of people think he's going to be RB1.
I mean, I think this kind of sets the table for him to do it.
2 years ago, he was an 1,100-plus rusher.
This injury...
He got hurt, and then Bucky took over because Bucky was dynamic. Like, I'm not gonna.
Nobody's gonna argue that.
And now look at Bucky. Like, he's in and like.
Well, Bucky looks good now. Bucky's back. I think Bucky Irvin is back.
I was reading about Gainwell this morning ripping a 40-yard run in a scrimmage today.
They are going to be using both of those guys.
They're paying them a lot of money. 14, what is it? Excuse me, like $12 million for 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, running backs are getting paid. Algier, that's Algier's money. When you look at what Algier got paid from the Cardinals, like, running backs have been getting the bag, and we're at the precipice of a potential renaissance for the running back position where guys are getting paid. Derrick Henry is still producing.
The 49ers are hurt everywhere.
The 49ers.
Nick Bosa is now dealing with tendonitis in his knee that he just had surgery on last year.
And we're talking West.
But in other positive news, George Kittle looks like he may be back week 1.
Which is great for him. It's great for them, and it's mostly great for Brock
Well, it's good
Purdy.
for them because they might just run a 2 tight end set with him and Ton just on the field since all these receivers keep getting hurt.
It's really, really good for Brock Purdy.
What up, Rick?
And everybody.
Gainwell is going to explode this year. I think Gainwell had a really good last year with the Steelers.
He's set up to have a great
year. He had a total like 1,000+ from scrimmage. He had touchdowns. He was a mismatch problem coming out of the backfield for people. You know, Baker Mayfield in this stage of his career compared to Aaron Rodgers, where Baker can maneuver and move and might be able to create more of those screen dump-offs to Gainwell, who could very well take them 30, 40 yards to the house, which we watched them do last year. Like, never forget that bomb near the halftime, right before halftime against Detroit, how he didn't let the ball come down, took it, and kept going.
Yeah.
He can be a matchup problem.
On an offense with more options.
They
can wear you down with their running backs, honestly.
And then they got injury news coming out. Buka with the toe injury. They're saying it's minor
toe injury.
But toes are tricky, man.
Can linger.
Anything with feet is tricky. Hamstrings, calves, feet, that stuff is tricky because calves, when teams start talking about calves are tight, they got this. you start thinking, is an Achilles injury about to pop off?
You notice it's a lot of the wide receivers too.
Yeah, listen,
We're not hearing much about running backs.
They're training crazy, bro. I don't like, they need to go back to training like these guys did in the 80s and 90s when they weren't blowing ACLs left and right.
Only part of it is what your regimen is off the field when you're not at work.
Yeah.
Right? What are you doing off the field?
Like, there's no need for that heavy conditioning and that crazy, crazy work.
Like, they're not able to handle the contact at training camp, and it shows.
And a lot of teams aren't tackling. Like, I get it, concerns and all that, safety concerns, CTE, all that other stuff. But when they were able to do padded practices, even if you took the 2-a-days away, which, okay, I get, take 2-a-days away, because guys were doing 2-a-days. Practice, 2-hour practice in the morning, 2-hour practice at night. That's crushing to the body, but you didn't see all these injuries like that.
It was different, man.
But now, you got the injuries from post playing, where the head, the walking, canes and all that. So I get it. It's a double-edged sword.
Let me share the episode.
I feel like I got to sneeze, and I don't want to do that on camera.
As we settle in here. With Egbuka, it's safe to say that you're not going to be
seeing
him
in
the preseason.
Yeah, you're not going to see him.
He's shut down now.
You're not going to, you got Michael Penix talking about, the doctor said my ACL is great, that I shouldn't have to worry about this ever again. We'll see, bro. You have both of your knees done.
Either way, Tua's
the job's wide open because both of them haven't been able to really take a lot of reps, so it could still be wide open.
Tua is starting their first preseason game, so we'll see.
That's indicative of what the coach is looking at.
And we're going to be seeing that third stringer, the Strand kid. We're probably going to be seeing him in that game and see what he can do.
Tomorrow night, the first 2 series for the Steelers is going to be Mason Rudolph. Then the rest of the first half is going to be Howard. And then the second half completely will be Drew Aller.
And we saw Beck go out there the other night. And
listen, Carson Beck looked nice. And I know.
And King.
I know.
With the game-winning touchdown.
Second teamers, third teamers, but
hey,
that ball placement by
plays,
Beck
bro. You're plays. Yeah, you're making throws.
Beck is pretty much saying, you guys just gave Jacoby $15 million for nothing. Because what if he could do the same thing Jacoby does? We don't know.
Well, meaning feed McBride, which is what I care about.
Yeah.
If you can get those passes to
and the wide receiver catching those balls, man, he was taking shots.
Yeah, he was.
And getting up.
Yes, he was.
So that goes a long way with a coaching staff. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of waiver wire ads in dynasty leagues for Brown.
We say
if he wasn't drafted.
Preseason, not everybody's there, but a lot of these guys are still playing for a spot on the roster. Like, there's still
those are the kids you got to watch out for. The kids that are busting their ass.
Like, they just make the cut. They just made the cut. That's that.
I agree.
Like, that means something.
I agree.
Especially this time of year. Like, who do you trust? Who do you put faith in? A lot of 1s and 2s wide receivers haven't even hit the field in a couple of weeks. They haven't been practicing. Like, that whole thing with chemistry and everything, it makes a
Elon
major
taking
difference.
McBride at 23.
Taking McBride at 23.
23.
That's right. We got
12?
The South Jersey Brawlers. No, this is a 10-man league.
So that will be the third round?
Yeah.
There's no way he lasts in the third round.
He might in this league. This league is funny like that. Guys will zero in on who they want, and they'll pass up on.
I think you look at McBride as a guy in fantasy football,
and you get bashed no matter what your pick is in the South Jersey Brawlers League. Like,
in fantasy football, you look at McBride and you look at him like, is he crossing into the territory of when Gronk was being picked in first rounds, or Kelsey in his prime was being picked in first rounds?
I mean, in a 12-man league, I wouldn't. If somebody picked him at the 12th spot, I mean, that's your shot to get him. What are you going to wait? He's not going to be there at the end of the third and fourth.
We got idiots in this league. Way to say it politically.
There's some shit that happens that would shock you. So there will be names that fall. And
didn't Rick give you his spot, like the horseman spot?
Yeah.
And then he came back.
His spot, and then he came back. Because I think it was Kev. Might have been Kev. He left the league, so he came back into the league. and he's been there for the last 2 seasons.
Well, that's not bad.
Now we're a big happy family, and that is my first draft of the season.
Again, the
is the
news
South
feed of
Jersey
Facebook
Brawlers
saw this
League.
not as notification. I don't know what's up. Chris, make sure you friend request me. Maybe that'll friend request me, and I'll make sure to tag you when I'm tagging everybody else.
That's weird. I just pinned the episode on the forum. I just pinned the episode on my page. We're live off the On the Money Sports
Like I even
page.
promoted
We're
the
live on
page
YouTube.
yesterday with the talking about the West with a Max Crosby GIF.
Yeah.
I thought that epitomized, like the West when you think of it.
Kyle. No, you got no brothers in the league.
Oh, we had siblings, huh?
Oh man. But yeah, I'm looking to get back into the Super Bowl in that league.
How about, since we're in the discussion of the West, before we start breaking down the West,
we can still cover a few news items before we get to the breakdown.
How about Rashid Rice looking slow?
Getting clamped up by the defense in practice.
That's not good, man. I've been watching. I thought maybe people were exaggerating, but the videos look the same over and over and over. And I had to remember, didn't he already have a knee injury in the other knee before?
Well, I think that we are at a
So
point
this is
right
his
now
second knee,
where
second surgery, right?
we have to be careful what we take from the next couple of weeks. This could
You're right.
potentially lower his value as far as ADP goes, and you could potentially be getting him as your wide receiver 3 based on the overreaction to what we're seeing from training camp. But there's still 3 more weeks. You know,
he could shut us all up and start running CRISPR. I don't know, bro.
That's the beauty of this time.
Because his rookie year he missed after coming on the scene, and then he tore his ACL then.
That's the beauty of this time of year. We kind of pick and choose what we want to invest in as far as the news that's coming out.
Rice can't run with that monitor on his ankle.
Oh.
He also said today, talking about that joke he cracked, he doesn't anticipate any discipline from the NFL.
Oh, he's not getting suspended.
Yeah, so I don't think
the 2 looming suspensions that I've been hearing from, as far as the research I've been doing the last 48 hours, has been Puka Nacua and Josh Jacobs.
And if
those
there
are
is
the 2 guys that
the
there's
NFL's
potentially a suspension.
The NFL's MO is normally the following year if they're going to suspend somebody, which I anticipate. If they're going to suspend, it's probably going to happen next season. You'll probably get word after the offseason.
Usually karma gets the players before the
and that is true
NFL
too.
Gets to them. So and we've got both those players just so happens are injured as we speak.
Yeah,
Puka's hurt. Jacobs
with a
is hurt.
groin injury, I believe.
Puka's got the groin, so he's not going to be in preseason. We already know last week.
Jacobs
Burden is not going to be in
Jacobs is
preseason.
always dealing with a knee injury.
He's always got some shit going on with
Always.
him. So I've been holding on to Marshawn Lloyd.
We'll talk about the North next week.
Thinking to myself, maybe this.
So yes,
this
ladies
is
and
his
gentlemen,
chance.
the East will be discussed last this year.
Yeah,
We live in the tri-state area. We're going to save the East for last. So next Wednesday night, on the 19th of August, we'll be talking AFC North,
Don't you worry.
NFC North.
Don't you worry, your pretty little
Today,
heads.
we're talking West, but we're catching up on everything. We all know a lot of people are starting to set up their fantasy drafts. You know, we try to sprinkle in the fantasy talk while we're doing these divisions, but just the players in these divisions.
It all intertwines, bro.
And there's a lot of players in these divisions in the West.
A lot of fantasy value.
On the AFC and the NFC have a lot of fantasy value. I mean, the GM made that trade with you earlier, but then he's making outlandish remarks talking about Quentin Johnson's a stud, but I won't draft him until the 12th round. If he's a stud, why are you waiting until the 12th round to draft him?
Either he's a stud or a sleeper.
He's a dud.
Right?
This guy starts out 2 weeks in a row of greatness, and then he just becomes an inconsistent slob. Dude, he's still dropping passes left and right in training camp. I don't know if you've been watching those videos.
I've been keeping up with the Chargers. And McDaniel's comments about the 300 running backs.
I'm not worried about it. Dude, I watched you for the last 2 years run A-Chain to the ground. You're gonna do that to Hampton.
For your investment.
Hampton's getting 20 to 25 touches a game. I don't care. I think his plan is to run 30 to 35
McDaniel
times.
already apologized to you for what is about to happen.
I'm
so
not,
we'll see on Sunday when the Chargers are at the 2-yard line if it's Marion Hampton getting that, or if we're seeing a anytime touchdown by Kamani Vidal that none of us put on our slips as we check our parlays and realize, oh yeah,
Harbaugh's going to look at him like, no.
I don't know.
Or,
I believe what he's saying.
Listen.
I'm
more
take
concerned.
Value.
I'm more concerned with Justin Herbert stealing my touchdowns at the goal line than Vidal or Key Mitchell.
He's been running a lot more. Herb's been running a lot more.
Like, dude, his receiver room is not that good again. Like,
I love Lad McConkey, but that's the only one that. I mean, he's the only one that matters.
Oronde Gadsden showed up for 3 weeks and disappeared again for the rest of the season.
Like, I'm not trotting Quentin Johnson out week 1. I'm not starting Oronde Gadsden out week 1. It's Lad McConkey. You know? And if you have Hampton, you have to start him based on where you drafted him. Just because you got to see if this is real or not. And then we'll know.
Hampton's going to go in the second round in a lot of redrafts. I can tell you that.
I'll wait. I'm curious to see where he falls.
He's going to go second round.
I don't know. Something about McDaniels.
How y'all doing? I have a hot take.
What
up, Sherm?
I don't know. For now, I feel like what he said what he said for a reason, and we'll play it by ear, you know. But it's very interesting that he comes out and says that, and we're just gonna have to see what happens. We know the Chargers. One thing for sure, this offense is going to be moving a lot faster.
Lad killed me He killed a lot of people last year in fantasy.
Like the Chargers are going to be moving a lot faster because of the tempo that McDaniels is going to want to run. Yeah, like they were a little bit slower last year.
Dude, I think they're going to run like looking at that receiving corps and as good as Justin Herbert is, dude, I could see them running the ball 30 to 35 times a game.
Could happen.
And it's not an indictment on Herbert; it's an indictment on those receivers. Because, like you said, after McConkey, a 5'10" wide receiver, you got Quentin Johnson, who's just playing out inconsistent. Whether anybody, I don't care if you value him as a stud or you look at him as a dud, he's inconsistent.
Well, I traded him for a second-round pick. So
Trey Harris, I thought he was going to have a nice rookie year because who was there?
He's showing flashes, but again, it's training camp, guys. It's just. Again,
I think Trey Harris could be a good wide receiver in this league? Yeah. I'm not going to write the guy off after one rookie year, but you gotta show it first. I can't keep giving you the booking sheet, bro. I'm pulling you over if you can't get over, bro.
Unless he's one of your guys on fantasy.
A title don't make you over, bro.
Well, what's happening in the dynasty community is right now there's a lot of wishful thinking going on. Based on everything, you're going to downplay.
I am not worried about Marion Hampton at all.
And you're going to share reports to do with other people's roster because I've been doing it. I've been sharing all the reports. I shared the situation because Puka was all over the news yesterday with the suspension. Then there's an injury. I was trolling Mikey long before those reports came out, and then all of a sudden Sleeper was just hitting us with news articles about Puka. I was like, oh boy, I was at ShopRite. I was like, damn, bro.
What up, Matt?
Spoke it into existence. Matt, what up? What's going on?
Matt, we betting preseason football tomorrow, Matt? We're going to be degenerates?
I'd rather put some bets in on some futures for when the season starts. However, it is going to be good to have multiple football games on tomorrow because we got the 49ers. You guys play tomorrow?
Yeah, we have the Packers.
They got the Packers. I think there's like 5 or 6 games tomorrow.
I was going to go
another
to
5 games the next day.
But I worked this weekend, so I was like, you know what? Nah, because, I seen tickets at the, first row, $50 a pop.
Not bad.
What up, Chris?
Not bad, not bad. What is up, bro?
Here's my hot take. The Chiefs will be third in the division. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a very plausible reality.
We'll see.
I think that's a very plausible reality.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I did do a deep dive on the schedules. I prepared for today.
You seen their schedule?
You see Denver's schedule?
I don't have them.
Whoops. They're the first 6 weeks is like, yo, are y'all gonna be all right? Because that shit can make or break. Like, who booked this shit? That to me. Out of the 8 teams that we are discussing, out of the 8 teams that we are discussing,
look at Sherm. I called it last year though on the cheat. Yo, a year later.
Yeah, but they completely fell apart.
However,
they were dog shit last year.
You said they were going to be in last and the Raiders were going to finish ahead of them. They still finished third. They ended the year on a 6-game losing streak.
With that,
Oladukin,
was that the quarterback? Gardner Minshew and Oladukin?
For about 4 of those, I would say about 4 of those losses.
We beat the brakes off of them.
Pat Mahomes was there.
We beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, like the Denver game, they were taking it to them with Oladukin. Hadouken!
He was getting a lot of playing time. I remember that. Is he still on the team?
I don't know. I know Justin Fields, and he hasn't looked good at all.
So we're in the second week of August. We're already getting a lot of film. We're already getting a lot of chirping, a lot of bochinche coming out of training camp, a lot of coach speak, which is something that you're going to be hearing for the next couple of weeks.
All right, so I'm looking at their losing streak. He was there for the Bills. Mahomes was there for the Bills game, the Broncos game that they lost. He was there for the Cowboys game they lost. He was there for the Texans game they lost. He was there for the Chargers loss because remember, he got hurt in the last 2 minutes. Then the final 3 games that they lost was Oladukin. So they weren't good with Mahomes last year.
They had a rough year last year, to say the least. It was a tough stretch for Kansas City last season.
Bro, I guess we could start talking about it now.
In a pretty competitive division for the most part. So should we just start with the AFC
let's
West?
talk about the AFC West. So like I did last week on this podcast, I did a paragraph for the entire division as a whole. And Elon has his notes laid out for everything. We might even.
I know what I'm going to say for each team already. I didn't.
Last year's records: the Broncos were 14-3. The Chargers were 11-6. They limped in the playoffs. The Chiefs were 6-11, lost 6 straight to end the year, and the Raiders were 3-14. They were a complete disarray.
What can you say? What can you say?
Nothing positive. One of those 3 wins was against the Chiefs. Yeah, it was Oladukin quarterbacking, but they beat the Chiefs. Here's what
Vegas ain't gonna have the worst record tonight. Not in my booking.
So here's what I say about the whole division in a whole. Bo Nix is coming off surgery to the foot that kept him out of the AFC title game. Had he played that title game, Denver might have made it to the Super Bowl. They added Jalen Waddle to the offense to pair with Courtland Sutton, which I think is a great pairing. Courtland Sutton's your veteran possession receiver. Jalen Waddle's going to be your deep guy. Do some quick slants, hit and goes. RJ Harvey had a chance to be the man after JK went down, and he just couldn't solidify himself. So in the offseason before free agency, before the draft, the Broncos bring back J.K. Dobbins and then proceed to draft in the 3rd or 4th round, Jonah Coleman.
Legitimate threat.
And Coleman is impressing the coaching staff in training camp. Like I said, it's preseason. But when you start doing things like that, bro, you can move up the ladder because the guys ahead of you, there's injury concerns with Dobbins, who's already had a scare. And like I said, Harvey had a chance. He didn't solidify. So it's not like there's an RB1 etched in stone in Denver. It can be won. The defense is still a solid defense. That's still a pretty damn good defense. Flipping to the Chargers were battered and beaten the hell down heading to the playoffs. When you talk about Justin Herbert's injuries, you pretty much go, what part of his body was healthy?
Dude was trying. Dude was trying, bro.
They got rid of their OC. They bring in Mike McDaniels, who is a creative mind. He might be one of those guys where we talk on this podcast about how some guys just aren't meant to be head coaches, but they're really damn good, coordinators. And I think McDaniels, just like I thought Dabo when we talked about the South, I think those 2 guys meet that
perfect job for him.
Meet that status. Like I think they're going to be great callers.
Great number 2. Great number 2.
He's going to have Omarion, who I think he's going to try to turn into the next Devin A-Chain. Yes, he's going to use Vidal. Yes, he's going to use Keem Mitchell, but he knows where his bread and butter is, and he knows it's Omarion Hampton, and I think Hampton will be getting the bulk of those touches. And like I said earlier, I think they're going to try to run the ball 30, 35 times a game. And you know what makes me even more positive about that? Harbaugh. Harbaugh loves to run the ball. He's old school. But at the end of the day, for this team to succeed, it all comes down to Justin Herbert. For the Chiefs, Mahomes is back. He's not playing in preseason games. He should be back week 1. We don't know how the knee's going to hold up.
What up, Drew?
You're not getting hit in preseason, so we don't know how he's going to look when he gets hit. They signed Kenny Walker, but after that, it's pretty much the same team they're bringing back this year. Xavier Worthy was not impressive last year. Rashid Rice does not look impressive right now. Injury concerns. Travis Kelce is another year older. That offensive line wasn't that great last year, and it showed. So I'm going to say a word on here that it might offend Chiefs fans, but I don't care. Your team is just ordinary now. They're not scary. You know how you would look at the Patriots like, bro, man, friggin' Patriots. Like, I don't look at them like in that aspect.
Chiefs rebuilding.
Like, yeah, like they're retooling. Like, there's no receiver on that team right now that scares you if you're a defensive coordinator. The person that scares you, Pat Mahomes.
There's high praise for
Pat
Cyrus
Mahomes
Allen.
Needed to run to get yards to get the offense moving. He's not going to be able to do that to start the year. He's got to work his way in.
He doesn't want to run. He already said he ran more than he would have liked to last season.
Yeah.
But that's part of why they brought in Kenneth Walker, because Kenneth Walker will dispel a lot of that from.
And to talk about injury concerns, Kenny Walker misses games. Kenny Walker gets nicked up a lot.
He misses games.
We've seen him in Seattle. He got paid off of his playoff performances. And I'm not taking anything away. He's a good running back. But they're paying him like he's going to be this.
The Chiefs needed him.
Yes.
That's also
it was
why
a need, and they took it because
they needed
Pacheco wasn't checking the box off. And
he's a better option than that. He's a better option than him.
Kareem Hunt's old, and you got old Kareem Hunt taking away touches from Pacheco, and it tells you just how bad the run game was for them last year. And if Kenny, so that also maybe you're going to run the ball a lot more because you don't want to expose Mahomes because they're coming off of the ACL. I don't know how that's going to go.
I think the conversation is going to be a fundamentally sound Kansas City Chiefs team. I think their defense is going to be good.
Chris Jones is a year older.
They're going to want to run the ball.
Chris Jones ain't getting any younger. Secondary, they traded away their best corner like they did a couple years ago with the other one, and they're plugging in their rookie corner, and they're betting that they're right on picking corners. But what happens if you're not? Like this division, you can slip out of being in the race in this division by October.
It's
the
tough.
Raiders.
It's tough.
The Raiders are rebuilding. I'm not going to say I don't think the Raiders are going to be terrible this year. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, but I don't think it's going to be a terrible team that I think they're going to lose games that you're going to sit back and after you look back, watch the game, you're going to be like, damn, if the Raiders did this or this, they might have won the game. Like, it might be one of those type of things.
Sherm's got it. Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. KC, Denver win more than 10. You got all three of them winning 10 games?
That's crazy.
So you got all three winning more than 10 in that division?
I think the best thing for the Raiders,
playoff teams potentially.
Yeah. The best thing for the Raiders is that Mendoza sits the entire year. Sit the entire year, learn. I think Cousins might be competent with Kubiak. I think Kubiak's an offensive mind. He's going to find ways to get Kirk's best years were when Kubiak was his OC in Minnesota. Now he's his head coach in Vegas. So I think there could be something there. The defense looks competitive on paper. I liked a lot of their free agency signings this offseason.
Kobe Dean.
And so I like the step they're going in. I think, they're going to be a competitive team, but they're going to be a competitive team that loses.
They're gonna have fight. Raiders are gonna have
Yes,
fight this year.
so
They're gonna make things interesting.
My final standings for this division this year is the Chargers are going to win the division. I think the Chargers go 12-5. I think the Broncos are going to go either 10-7 and 11-6, but I penciled in 11-6. I got the Kansas City Chiefs going either one or two ways, 8-9 or 9-8. I could see them being an 8-9 team because that schedule is not doing them any favors. Any favors. So you got your book open? You got the schedules part?
I got it on my phone
go.
because that's why I got to get another magazine because this one didn't even give me the team's actual schedules.
So I want to go.
It gave me the week one schedule.
So I'm going to go with my. I'm going to go on defensive with the schedule right now.
I got the Broncos schedule pulled up.
So the Chiefs' schedule to start the year, it's them versus Denver. I think Denver's a better team than them. The Colts, they should beat the Colts. They should beat the Dolphins. They should beat the Raiders. But then I got them losing to the Chargers. I got them losing to the Seahawks. I got them losing to the Broncos again. They should beat the Jets. The Falcons, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to get defensively if Bijan goes off. I could see that being a Falcons upset win. They should destroy the Cardinals. They're going to lose to the Bills. They're going to lose to the Rams. The Bengals are going to beat them.
I think Bengals will be a better team than them this year.
The Patriots can beat them. And the 49ers, they should beat the Niners. I think they'll lose to the Chargers, and I think they'll beat the Raiders. That can be 8-9 right there.
So, for me, with this division, first of all, I think the Denver Broncos schedule is absolutely brutal. I like Denver. I like a lot of things about Denver. I like the coach.
They're still a good team.
I like the addition of Jalen Waddle. Yeah, but we're going to see how good they are because now they're facing all the contenders nonstop. Look at this. To start the season, you've got Kansas City to start the year, followed by Jacksonville, followed by the Rams, followed by the 49ers, followed by the Chargers, followed by the Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Hey,
the Broncos schedule.
Timeout.
No. Let me finish this. The Broncos
I just want to
schedule.
talk about the Niners. Are they going to be able to fill the team?
I mean, they're going to compete, though. The Niners are going to compete. They know that they're all going to get hurt. They know that they are injury prone, but they go out there and they compete.
I think this could be the first year the Niners team.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. The first cushion for the Denver Broncos comes on October 25th against the Arizona Cardinals. And who knows what their record is going to be like when they even get to the fluff, as we say. Because right after that, they have their second game against Kansas City, which we both don't have Kansas City in first place, which means that football game is going to mean a lot for Kansas City, especially if they lose opening week to Denver, who on paper right now, and when you look at the team top to bottom, wide receivers, defense, everything, the Broncos coming into the season look like and feel like the better football team than the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no argument from me there. But with this schedule right here, that shit is absolutely brutal. So we're about to see how good this team is, how good Sean Payton is. And also, like we're talking about injuries, Jalen Waddle, how many weeks, how many Sundays have we – that guy, he has his own section in a blue tent. Like he lives inside of that blue tent. So you'd hope that dude stays healthy. The good thing about the Denver Broncos is if he does go down, you have a Pat Bryant, you have a Troy Franklin, you have other pass catchers who went out there and stepped up in big moments last year. And like you said, if Bo Nix stays healthy, we're potentially talking about them in the Super Bowl against the Seattle Seahawks. But I feel like right now, just with those first 6 games of the year, the Broncos have the toughest schedule out of all the teams that we're talking about tonight. Like, it's tough. That up until October 25th, that is going to make or break that team. I think the Raiders are going to be a lot of fun. I think the Raiders have a good defense.
I think both agree on that.
They're gonna,
just there.
Just if a couple of things in the last couple minutes
the coin
of games
flip went this way.
But my problem with them is this: I don't believe in Kirk Cousins at this stage, and we don't know what Fernando Mendoza is. So you've got the rookie quarterback that's going to get thrown to the wolves, an over-the-hill quarterback in Kirk Cousins, where you hope he'll be able to get the ball to the pass catchers. And speaking of pass catchers, outside of Brock Bowers, who do they have?
Trey Tucker.
Yeah, Trey Tucker. Where's he at in the depth chart? Wide receiver 1?
Ashton Jeffrey's going to be getting a lot of dump offs.
Behind an offensive line that we don't know about right now.
Listen, I got them as 6 wins, the ceiling.
I've got the
6 and
Raiders in last place. Spoiler alert, I'll work from the bottom up. I've got the Raiders at 7 and 10 because I really feel like,
I got them at 6 and 11.
I think they're going to win some games. I think that they're going to be a great spoiler team because I believe in what they did on the defensive side of that football. They're a quarterback away. A quarterback and wide receivers away. You've got your running back. You've got Brock Bowers coming back. You've got a defense with Crosby and with Dean and with all those pieces on that side and everything that you've built on that side. Kwity Paye is over there now. So you have pieces. You're going to be able to – they're going to be a fun defense to stream on in fantasy football because they're going to get fumbles and sacks and make up for the fact that they're going to allow points.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be able to get the job done for you. But as far as reality goes, as far as the reality of this division goes, the Raiders are still in last place.
Yeah. We both agree. You actually have them a win better.
I have them. I'm sorry. I'm bullshitting. I got them at 6 and 11.
Okay, we're
6 and 11. Same. Yeah, 6 and 11. But spunky. They're gonna fight. Speaking of the Bills, how about the $2 billion stadium and people already complaining about paying TSLS? They built in with
their starters are Trey
in
Tucker,
some seats.
Jack Beck, and Jalen Naylor.
But they're complaining about the stadium. The new jerseys look horrible.
Yeah, those jerseys look terrible.
There's I'm hearing rumor and innuendo. We haven't gotten to the East yet, but there's the rumor mill is saying that the coaching staff is having some trouble with Josh Allen. Maybe there's some behavioral issues going on with him. I mean, losing over and over cannot be doing well for his psyche. When you're always favored to win and you don't actually do what you're favored to do, that can't bode well for you.
Oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers re-signed linebacker Elandon Roberts.
Some people's fantasy darling Keon Coleman is listed as the wide receiver 6 on their depth chart because he just doesn't get it. So, like, you're going as far as James Cook and DJ Moore take you guys. But that's a story for another day. At 3rd, I have the Denver Broncos. I've got the Denver Broncos.
Not to cut you off. I just seen this on Sleeper app. A finalized stadium deal is expected tomorrow with the Bears going to Indiana. Indiana wants to include a name change with Indiana and the team name when the stadium completes. The Indiana Bears, that doesn't even sound good.
Slap in the face.
So you're going to have to change their name.
Slap in the face to the fan base that stuck with you to this point. But we'll probably have an update on that next week when we break down their division. 9-8 for the Broncos. I don't think that they're going to be okay with this schedule. I think they'll be competitive. I think they'll be good. I think they'll win games. But I think that the reality of having the schedule that they have to deal with, especially at the beginning of the year, like the Denver Broncos are going to have a slow start. I wouldn't be surprised if they potentially have a 1-3, type of start, 2-3, maybe 2-4. And then they're fighting for their lives and trying to make that push for the wild card. I think that the games between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos are going to be huge because I have the Kansas City Chiefs finishing with the exact same record as the Denver Broncos, 9-8. I don't think the Chiefs are going to go out there and win a bunch of games. There's a lot of retooling, a lot of rebuilding, a lot of questions that need to be answered. I think we're going to have a fundamentally sound Kansas City Chiefs football team that's going to want to run the ball. They're going to have a good defense. And we don't know if Pat Mahomes is 100% right now. There's still too many outliers. Travis Kelce is not the answer, okay? There's the familiarity there, the camaraderie, the besties. I love that for them. But this is not 5 years ago. That's not going to be enough to get you over the hump. It could potentially get you second place in this division based on what I'm seeing with Denver's record. And can they duplicate some of the success that they had last year? But I also have to pump the brakes, understanding some of the points that you brought up. Kenneth Walker's injury history, how much Kenneth Walker is going to mean to this football team when healthy and what it would mean for them if he gets hurt. Rashee Rice, that whole situation, the fantasy gods and how they choose to deal with him. Xavier Worthy, who still doesn't get it, And one of the bright spots, a rookie in Cyrus Allen that guys, he could potentially be Mahomes' favorite target this year, or the only guy that he could actually trust to get down the field. Because I'm hearing nothing but good things from Cyrus Allen coming out.
Short, but fast.
The Chiefs, what they're going to do is what they've done in the last couple of years, where you're going to say to yourself, that team had a chance to beat Kansas City and they blew it. Kansas City is going to steal some wins this year where you're going to say to yourself, they were losing the whole game.
They played with
fire.
How
did they make it out of it?
2 years ago, they played with fire. They won a lot of games in the last minute by one score. Then got their ass handed to them by Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. Because when you go back and look at it, they really weren't a good team that Super Bowl year. Quite honestly, like if you look at it.
Yeah.
And because guess what? The way they played that year, they played again last year, and they lost all those one-score games.
Yeah. Hanging by the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to, like, how far can that take them this year? I think it could take them to
any of their skill players, bro.
I think it could take them to 9-8. Their ceiling to me is 10-7. The ceiling.
I love Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. But I don't love what's around him. And I think that's a fair assessment.
I'm not crazy about the wide receiver core.
I think it's a very fair assessment. Like
an old tight end.
Yeah, like, bro, he barely got 800 yards last year. You see his gut this year? I'm a fat boy, so I can make fun of people with guts. That was married happy weight. He wasn't getting separation last year.
You can get a lot of these players at a good ADP this year.
People are going to be picking Kelce still early because he's Travis Kelce.
That's stupid. But I love when people do stupid shit during draft day because it just means more for us, as we like to say in the Brawlers League. When somebody goes and makes a reach, you go ahead and get Kelce. You can pair him up with Pat. It sounds like Kenny Pat's going to be good to go for
There's
going
to be somebody in the league that's going to drop Kenny Walker in the first round.
No later than the second. Rashee Rice is one of those things where it's like you can take the risk on him and benefit the rewards. You know what I mean? Or you take the risk on him and it doesn't necessarily pan out. And again, with some of these guys, with some of the stuff that they do off the field, I don't like messing with them because I know karma works swiftly.
In mysterious ways.
Karma works swiftly. You got the guys that were out here biting girls and hitting girls that are injured now. You know what I mean? They're on the shelf, potentially facing suspensions.
So you got them
affects
in
the
third?
draft board.
You still got them in third?
I have Denver in third, but I have Kansas City and Denver 9 and 8 because I feel like they split. It's all about who wins that second game. So you have the same
team that I have in first place.
I have the Chargers at 10 and 7 in first place. Not a crazy.
I had them at 12 and 5.
I don't think they run away with it because the Chargers they just
they do.
You know how it is, bro. They're not gonna make it easy. They're going to struggle at times when you say to yourself, what is wrong with them? Like, you should be beating these guys. The Chargers could lose one game to the Raiders this year. Like, I think they're going to be in first place, but they're not going to stop being the Chargers. I'm very excited. Like, that's a team that I'm excited to draft. That's a team that I want pieces of, whether it's Herbert, whether it's McConkey, whether it's one of the running backs. You want what's his name that just went over there, the tight end? Your boy that was in Cleveland. Njoku. You have Njoku and him potentially being the wide receiver 2 of that team because I think he's a better option than those other guys. He's better than Quentin.
They might be running 2 tight ends.
They could be running the two tight end sets because they're going to be a run first football team. So those guys, 2 guys that can block.
When you're sitting there and you're expecting to run and they play action pass.
An old school type of Patriot style, like what Gronk and Hernandez.
Teams are going to sell out. Teams are going to try to sell out for the run. Next thing you know, Herbert's play action pass, and you got Njoku running down the seam wide open.
And when healthy, you're not going to be able to deal with McConkey one-on-one with some of those routes that he runs out there. He's going to leave you. Like, there's times when McConkey's all out there by himself because he left his defender in the dust.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be seeing a lot of that connection this year. The Herbert-McConkey stack is going to go crazy. And I'm not just saying that because that's my dynasty stack. I truly believe that this could be when we talk about bounce-back players, Ladd McConkey, to me, is one of those bounce-back players and one of the pieces that puts the Chargers ahead above everybody else in the AFC West. So Quick rundown from the top to bottom this time around. Chargers at 10-7, Chiefs at 9-8, Broncos at 9-8, and the Raiders at 6-11. But a scrappy 6-11. It's just one of the you're not gonna win 10 games with Kirk Cousins, dog. You're not gonna just throw Fernando Mendoza out there. We haven't even seen what this offensive line looks like. We know there's been some improvements, but you have to actually show those improvements. And how many games did the Raiders win last year?
3.
So they'll double their win total this year.
That's good.
That's you got it. Like,
listen,
sometimes rebuilding is not turning it from 3 wins to 10 wins. Sometimes a rebuild and a better season is just doubling your win count from the year prior.
That's improvement in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than 3.
All right.
You ain't gonna have the worst record in the league. You're going to have a pretty good defense, a defense that you could stream on a week-in, week-out basis based on what they can do for you as far as fantasy goes. Ashton Genty, who I feel like last year got dealt a bad hand and people were potentially writing him off. But if you have shares of Ashton Genty, you want to talk about the end of the first round in a 12-man league, hey, with the 11th or 12th pick, Ashton Genty is a great pick at the end of the first round. Because
he's going to get a lot.
There's not many running backs that are going to get the volume that he is going to get.
Not only that, but you got an offensive-minded guy who's going to find ways to get him open.
And Ashton
Chip
Genty,
Kelly was not that guy. It's a shame Pete Carroll got fired because you gave him a team filled with shit. And what he only got 3 wins, but you gave him a team with shit.
Raiders are going to be down.
What did you expect to happen?
Raiders are going to be down in a lot of games, but the beauty of Ashton Genty is that his game script is not going to be dictated on having the lead. Ashton Genty is going to get used whether the Raiders are winning or losing. You can dump it off to him. You can throw, what screens, handoff. He's going to be getting used the entirety of the game because guess what? Something happens to Kirk Cousins. Ashton Genty becomes Mendoza's best friend. Quick dump offs, just to get those 4 to 5 yards.
Brock Bowers is always going to command 2 people watching him. I mean, he's going to be double covered all the time until one of these wide receivers can step up.
Until one of them proves themselves worthy of just something.
Yeah.
But those wide receivers are all going to be on the waiver wire when we're done drafting.
You're right. I'm not going to argue that at all.
And it's crazy because we're talking about a team, a last place Raiders team that has a Bowers and Genty that are going to be taken in the first round of the drafts. You have 2 first-round picks on your team.
It's very possible.
Second at best.
Very possible.
At worst, I should say.
You're not wrong at all.
So there's bright spots for this football team. It's just going into that 2027 draft class with those quarterbacks that are supposed to be coming in, should they choose to come into the league. We're going to see what this Raiders team chooses to do. Do they throw their name in the hat?
Or does Mendoza...
Or is he that guy? Is he that guy?
Last month of the season shows you enough to say, you know what? We got our guy. Let's build around him. And then, hey, what if the Raiders finish with number 1 overall pick again? But Mendoza showed I'm the guy. That number 1 pick turns into a ransom.
Yeah.
That number 1 pick turns into 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, and you
they draft Archie Manning number 1 overall and Trey Mendoza.
You run the play that was run
Mendoza,
2 years ago.
If Mendoza looks like a franchise quarterback, even after you go ahead and take Manning, you probably could get 2 first-round picks from Mendoza. Then if Mendoza shows
he gets his shot because they want to see what the kid has. In the words of the GM, you got to see what the kid has. I don't think Kirk Cousins survives the entire year.
I don't. I think by the end of November, beginning of December, because Tom Brady's a big person, wants the quarterback to sit, but we'll see how much say he has.
But we're saying this team is going to be scrappy. So let's for shits and giggles, let's say the Raiders start the year 2 and 3.
It's not bad.
All of a sudden, you want to make a move. You're like, okay, we got a shot to compete here. The AFC is the weaker conference.
I don't think they would. I think it'll be too soon.
Yeah, but that don't matter if Cousins get hurt and he can't play.
That's different.
Then I don't think he makes it through the season. Or
if
however
Kirk Cousins is playing good and it's not his fault they're losing, they're not going to bench him.
Oh, Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor, Jack Besh.
How many
Deontay
times
Thornton,
did Jalen Naylor last
Malik
year
Benson
bust your Jetta touchdown bets?
Yeah.
Because he's catching touchdown passes.
Yeah, he was out there putting in work. I mean, no denying that. Now he's got a new home in Vegas, and I mean, hell, these guys could be running a 2 tight end set because Michael Mayer ain't bad. It's just they drafted Bowers.
Yeah,
that's like Michael Mayer could be a tight end 1 somewhere else.
Yes, he could be.
He's
just that talented.
Like you're playing behind Brock Bowers. That's a generational player that you're not going to see again. That's Michael Mayer's problem. I got nothing against Mayer because when they drafted Mayer, I was like, oh shit, that's a good pick right there for them. Like
we all said that,
and he came in clutch when Bowers was hurt.
Yeah,
like he came in and he filled the role.
So flipping to the other side of the conference,
NFC.
Last year's records: the Seahawks were 14-3. The Rams were 12-5, the 49ers were 12-5, and the Cardinals were 3-14. The defending champions will not surprise anyone this year. They will be getting everybody's best week in and week out.
Target on your back.
They lost Walker. They also have Charbonnet, who's probably not coming back till November, December. So they drafted Jadarian Price, who's definitely going to have a big chance to be a big part of this offense. This offense still has JSN. And on the other side, they have an emerging Rashid Shaheed, who we know that if he just makes one little stutter step and the DB bites, he gone. There's no doubt about it. So now it comes into, does Sam Darnold do this a third year in a row? Does Sam Darnold again come out and throw for 4,000 plus, 25 plus touchdowns? Because you're not catching anybody off guard now. That whole,
we see you.
You're no longer the underdog.
We see you.
They got a very good defense, so the defense just continue to be good. There was only one team we saw all year make that defense look foolish, and that was a team that's in their division.
Yeah.
The Rams, because
they can still make them
when they played the 49ers, they were mollywopping the 49ers.
Dominated. Absolutely dominated.
So by all of this, the Rams went out and made a blockbuster move. They traded away who I think is a very good defensive player in Jared Verse, but instead bring over Myles Garrett, who we know averages anywhere between 15 to 20 sacks a year. And now on top of it, you got Aaron Donald thinking about coming out of retirement. We're still waiting for that decision.
He's working out at the facility.
However,
he's working out with the team.
Do I expect Aaron Donald to be the 20-sack guy, 15-sack? No, but if Aaron Donald comes and gives you 7 to 8 sacks, you have to acknowledge him on that line with Garrett.
He don't have to be the guy.
No.
He can be a force.
And
number 2.
Number 1 to top off that Rams team, Matt Stafford is still playing at an enormously high level of quarterback play. That arm is still slinging it 40-plus times a game. He's still getting his ass knocked around, getting back up, throwing in the face of pressure.
As long as he don't hurt his back. That's the thing. As long as he don't take a
yes,
shot.
There's concerns about Puka, but you know what? They still have Devontae Adams. They have an emerging tight end in my eyes in Ferguson.
They have a couple tight ends in it.
Yeah. And running back wise, they still got Kyron Williams. That we talk about the best running backs in this league, and he gets slept on. This guy consistently for the last 3 seasons is giving you 1,200 plus rushing yards, plus another 500 on through the air receiving, with averaging almost 13, 14 touchdowns a year. He's back. Blake Corum is a good change of pace option.
This could be his breakout year.
This team,
I think,
is still loaded.
Loaded. Even with Puka suspension.
And now to go to the next team. The team that is just getting shocked, electrically shocked every day by the electrical substation right next door. I can't
wait till we get the hell out of there. I just want to play them and get the hell on the first thing smoking out of town. Get away from
Mike Evans gets there. Mike Evans is hurt. The rookie gets there. The rookie gets hurt. Pearsall is done for the year. They brought back Debo. Debo's not going to be what he was once with the 49ers, but if he could be 65, 70%, guess what? Right now, for all the injuries, Debo's wide receiver 2.
CMC's not practicing.
The rookie is wide receiver 1.
Stribbling?
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
because all these guys are hurt.
At least Kittle's getting
Last
healthy.
year, they were all getting hurt, and guess what? They were able to win 12 games out of that. I don't think they're going to win 12 games this year.
No.
And then last but not least, I don't have much to say about the Cardinals.
I mean, come on.
The
Right?
Cardinals are in
Come on.
any person knows they're tanking and they're trying to get Manning. I don't care what anybody says.
Love me some Trey McBride.
They got McBride.
Great.
Marvin Harrison is just not his dad, and it's big shoes to fill.
You got like 6 running backs. Right?
Michael Wilson, is he going to repeat what he did last year? Because that was the first time he busted out, and he's been in the league for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
You got Love, James Conner, Tyler Algier, Trey Benson.
What's up with that?
Who are the odd men out? I know Algier's not going nowhere because Algier's getting paid damn near $8 million this season. He's not riding pine.
And he can play.
Love is going to play too because he's, due to where he was drafted, because everybody keeps talking about he's the highest paid running back of all time. Because of the way the draft structure is, he was picked in the top 5. So he qualifies for that money.
But people need to remember that Jeremiah Love plays alongside 2 of the biggest running back vultures in the league. James Conner.
You know who's glad to see Tyler Algier not on his team anymore?
2 vultures.
Bijan Robinson.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That man had what, like 10 touchdowns last year, Algier? 10, 12 touchdowns? That
Crazy.
At least 8 of them?
You think about the numbers that
Robinson
Bijan put up, even with Algier stealing all that from him. Absolutely insane. Algier is a dog. Wherever he goes, whatever he does, he's going to go out there. He's going to run hard. And Algier stays.
I'm sorry. I overdid it. I said 10 or 12. It was 8.
Algier stays.
8 of those 8 touchdowns.
He stays relatively healthy, too. Like, he doesn't miss time.
No.
Connor misses time. So if something happens to Connor, I think Algier's value jumps up.
Algier's going to be inside the 10-yard line.
From a dynasty perspective, it's great to go having Jeremiah Love, but
absolutely,
Jeremiah Love might just be a 2027
Jeremiah
player.
Love is going to get picked extremely high in redraft leagues.
I love that. I love that. No pun intended. I absolutely love that.
In between the 20s, Love is going to get a lot of touches. But come inside the red zone, I think you're going to see a lot of Tyler Algier, just like the Falcons did.
The red zone running backs they have. James Conner and Tyler
I don't think
Algier.
James Conner plays on this team. I think he's going to get cut or traded, one or the other.
I don't know.
But either way,
again,
that's all I can say about the Cards.
That's their storyline right
now. Their defense ain't good. We know they're tanking. Simple as that. The Cardinals are tanking.
They probably have some of the worst training camp footage of any team.
So here are my records. I have the Rams in first place going 13-4. I looked at their schedule, and I do not think it's out of the realm of possibility that this team can start 9-1 or 10-0. When you look at their schedule,
they're gonna win games, yo.
The Seahawks I got going 12-5, and it's not out of the realm. Looking at their schedule to start the year, that they could be like 8-0. The 49ers are going 8-9, folks.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
You think what's happening now with them is just going to keep
what they did last year was admirable. With all the injuries, finding a way to be 12-5, straight up admirable.
I mean, let's not forget they had a very easy schedule last year. We talked about it this time of year last year.
They got to face the Rams twice and the Seahawks twice. They're probably, the Niners are spooky. They may split with the Cards. One of the Cards wins might be them.
Second game of the year is 49ers Rams. Thursday Night Football.
First game. They're going to go 0-1.
Yeah, I don't think they beat the Rams. In fact, I feel like part of the Rams' success is due to the fact that the 49ers aren't going to be able to stay healthy and keep up. I feel like you can give the Rams.
It's going to be a 2-team race.
Off of that. Well, I think it'll be competitive.
Here we go.
I think it'll be competitive.
So, week 1, the Rams. Week 2 is the Dolphins. They should beat the Dolphins. They should beat the Cardinals. They're going to lose to the Broncos. They're going to lose to the Seahawks. The Commanders 49ers game is a toss-up in my eyes. The 49ers Falcons game is a toss-up in my eyes.
Some wild card
They should beat the Raiders. I don't think they beat the Cowboys. They should beat the Vikings. They're not going to beat the Seahawks. And, bro, I'm going to go out on a limb and say today, August 12th, that the December 6th game against the Niners, the Niners against the Giants are going to beat them.
Now we're getting a little crazy.
The Rams are going to beat them again. Then they got the chart. Listen to the schedule down.
Because we just saw the listed wide receiver 2 on the depth chart of the New York Giants is Darius Slayton.
Cross-country 1 o'clock game. Cross-country 1 o'clock game. West Coast team coming to the East Coast 1 o'clock game.
I know you've become a Giants sympathizer, but I don't really
not at
have.
all. So after the Giants game, it's the Rams, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and then they end the year with the Cards. That could be very 8-9.
Rams, Chargers, Chiefs, Eagles.
That is very possibly 8-9.
It's tough.
Oh, and I got the Cardinals. Dude, I was gonna put them 2-15. For real.
Jamie, I put them at
3-14.
I put them at 4-13.
You like
I don't even know where those 4 are.
I don't know where these 3 games are.
Any given Sunday. That's basically what I should write next to the Cardinals. Any given Sunday, because when the Cardinals win, they're going to celebrate it because they're not going to have many of those wins.
I don't see many wins for Miami or Arizona.
Oh, I'm not saying anything crazy. Darius Slayton is your wide receiver 2. Your offensive coordinator.
Oh, they're awake.
Is Matt Nagy.
They're awake.
Right? Is it Nagy?
Yeah, they're awake.
Name a quarterback that Matt Nagy's developed in his career. I'll wait. He's done more damage to quarterbacks that he's been the OC of than he's done good. Sorry. And you've got the Giants teammates of Dart begging him to slide. Why are we still trying to teach this guy how to slide? Why are you sliding head first? Are you dumb?
All right, calm down. We're talking the East in 2 weeks. We can't get too crazy ahead of ourselves.
This is going to be my tone 2 weeks from now when we're discussing that football team.
Oh, boy.
Because nothing changes.
This is going to be awesome.
Nothing changes. And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, I got to look on the bright side. It's getting very cloudy, in my opinion. But nonetheless, I think the Giants are going to be a better football team than the Arizona Cardinals because I've got the Arizona Cardinals at 4-13. I don't know where those 4 wins are coming from. I don't know how long Jacoby Brissett is going to be the quarterback. And I hope and pray that he can continue to get the ball to Trey McBride the way he has been doing this last couple seasons for fantasy purposes. Sorry, Matt. So Cardinals, last place, just a punching bag for the other 3 teams in this division. And I don't know at what point the Cardinals get themselves into the conversation as far as a division champion goes for the West, because the 49ers on their worst day are still light years ahead of the Cardinals when you think about coaching, quarterback play, the positions, the defense, everything. Like everything. Any of these 3 teams ahead of them can take a massive step back and still be ahead of the Arizona Cardinals. That's how bad I think the Cardinals are going to be. They're going to be in the sweepstakes for Manning. They're you name it. You name it. The sky is not the limit for this football team.
Well, the Giants are beating the Titans' ass. How about that?
With who? Your former head coach is our offensive coordinator. He knows everything about you guys. Simple-ass football team. What tricks do you guys have up your sleeves that we don't know about?
Week 3 is going to be entertaining.
Are you kidding me? Cam Ward is a better quarterback than Jackson Dart, and he will prove that moving forward. He knows how to stay in the pocket. Oh, and he knows how to slide. It seems like out of the 32 quarterbacks in the league, you guys have the only one that doesn't know how to slide. He slides head first. And it's like, oh, he's in the tent. What do we do? Oh boy. What videos have we seen of Jackson Dart completing passes to wide receivers? Like, what is it? The best thing about you guys is the fact that Malik Neighbors will be healthy enough to play so that he can bail you guys out. Malik Neighbors is the makeup for an offense that I think is just not going to be special. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Matt Nagy's going to change. Matt Nagy's going to change the way he coaches now because he's with the Giants. We are going to look back on this situation when it's all said and done, and we're going to say to ourselves, damn, maybe there's a reason Harbaugh got fired. Does he know what he's doing? It was all good. He's holding up, the press conference and the suit, fresh coat of paint. Good for you guys. Yeah. People forget, and that big wooden horse that was supposed to be gifted, there was a bunch of Trojans in there waiting to hop out and kill everybody.
Where's that picture at?
So, in third place in this division,
where's that picture at? It's my favorite picture of Harbaugh I have.
Folks, we got a Super Bowl hangover coming, and it's going to hit the Seattle Seahawks. I've got the Seahawks going 9-8. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's playoff
but
possible.
It's playoff possible, but shit's going to be tough. They are going to have.
This is my favorite picture, John Harbaugh.
Yeah, he's probably going to have that look on his face watching Nagy run the offense. So,
and I listen, that's not me saving it to be I saved that. Look what the date is. It's been in my phone because I would share that after we would beat them sometime.
Damn, Alex Bregman is having a day. We didn't talk about him earlier, but I think he hit 3 home runs today.
No way.
Bregman, yeah.
It's
12-5 Cubs right now. I think that they're going to have a target. Oh, you're winning? There you go. Keep it up. Going against Tots.
Gotta beat her.
They're going to have a target on their back each and every week. We're going to have to
everybody I started.
We're going to have to see what this Jadarian Price kid is made of because he's going to be the running back one. We don't know when Charbonnet's coming back.
I still think offensively they're going to put a lot of points up.
I think that they're going to put points up, but that doesn't necessarily translate to winning 12 games.
I can see your point.
I think there's no argument that JSN is going to be one of the best picks you could make.
I think they win 12 games because I think they're a really good team overall still.
9-8's not bad.
No,
but sometimes it's hard, bro. It's hard to get back. It's hard to get back there.
Dan, so you're seeing Super Bowl hangover for the winners.
Super Bowl hangover.
However,
9-8.
last year's Super Bowl had a hangover too.
In one of the best divisions in football
they went
too. Like that's
the first round of the playoffs, and their quarterback threw in the triple coverage to end the game.
You're talking about the Eagles?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the Jalen Hurts footage that the Eagles. Why did they put that out there?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. Jalen Hurts cannot read zone coverage. Okay? And Eagles fans can come out and be like, oh, well, he's been a part of so many different systems. Let me tell you about all the systems Jalen Hurts has been a part of. Every system he's been a part of has been designed specifically to hide, mask, and put mascara on his flaws because he still doesn't know how to read zone coverage. Jalen Hurts has been throwing the same interception for the last 4 years, and he's going to continue to do so coming into this season.
That was a bad tweet.
They're going to run the ball.
I don't know what the Eagles' social media was doing.
As a matter of fact, the offensive coordinators can't even run the plays that they want to run based on the fact that he can't run them. It's not his skill set. So when we come on here and we're talking about we're talking Niners, and a lot of the grief that Brock Purdy gets is he's a system quarterback. He's a product of the system. Then tell me what Jalen Hurts is. Tell me what Jalen Hurts is. Who has benefited more from their system than him? He's got a Super Bowl MVP to show for it. One of the most protected quarterbacks in the league. And God forbid you tell the truth about him. But the truth is that these same Eagles fans on Sundays are watching the game, cursing him out for some of the same things that I'm saying right now. You just don't like the fact that I'm saying it. Tough titty, said the kitty. He can't read the zone. So for everybody saying Brock Purdy's a system quarterback, in 2 weeks.
See how this correlates with the West?
In 2 weeks, you let me know as far as who system quarterbacks are. At number 2 in this division. I know they're by the substation. I know a lot of them are radiating electricity.
You're over.
I know all these things already, but this fucking football team competes. They compete. The 49ers compete, bro. They are a tough day at work for anybody that has to face them. They are the 10-7 San Francisco 49ers in second place.
You can't call Sam Darnold a system quarterback. Look what he's done the last 2 years.
Sam Darnold has gone to different places and won at different places. You know, but the time that he spent in the San Francisco 49ers did him well.
Yeah.
He needed to be with an organization that ran like an organization, and he took that and it flipped the switch. And I'm not saying they're going to be 9-8 because he's going to play poorly. I'm just saying that they're going to get bested. It's all going to catch up to them.
Spicy.
Like it's all going to catch up to them.
So what's your record for the Niners?
10-7.
Okay.
Just, you know, they can't run away with it because we already see why they can't run away with it. Pearsall out for the year. Mike Evans, we don't know when he's coming back. CMC not practicing.
It's a hamstring for Evans, right?
Same thing it always is.
Oh,
same thing it always is.
That's scary, man.
So at some points, we're going to be watching Brock Purdy make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know, a defense that can go, a defense that can still go with Fred Warner back in the fold. You know,
he needs to chill out in training camp, bro. Stop trying to hit your players hard, dog.
And even with injuries,
like knock it off.
Even with injuries, Brock Purdy still has options as far as where he goes with the football, especially with George Kittle potentially being ready for week 1.
He's going to make sure he's
going to scheme it up. He's going to scheme it up because that's what he does. So I've got them at 10-7, and then in first place in the NFC West, I've got none other than the Los Angeles Rams at 11-6. For all the reasons that you mentioned, plus some, they're the best team.
A botched punt away from going to the Super Bowl. And quite honestly, I think the Rams would do to the Patriots what the Seahawks did to the Patriots in that Super Bowl.
Not as bad, but they'll still beat them.
Oh, they still would have dropped 35 plus on them.
I think Seattle was just too hot. Like Seattle was just a red hot football team that just
because the only team that gave it to the Seahawks in the last month of the season, month and a half of the season, was the Rams. That crazy ass Thursday nighter where honestly the difference was that crazy ass 2-point conversion.
Because we can't all sit here and pretend that we believed in Seattle when their record was good anyway. We felt like the other shoe was going to drop. We felt like that last game of the year between San Fran and Seattle came down to the difference between having to buy and having to play that first week of the playoffs.
Shit out of the 49ers.
But still, even up until then, we didn't know.
Listen, I came on this podcast confidently telling you Matt Stafford was going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. Mostly because the punt returner.
Yeah, well, that was nuts. But I mean, as long as Stafford stays upright and his back is okay, you've got Devontae Adams, you've got an underrated Kyron Williams, you've got those tight ends that they like to utilize. You've got Jared Verse on the other side of the football, Myles Garrett. You got Myles Garrett. They traded Jared Verse for Myles Garrett, which is an upgrade in my opinion at this point.
And it's not saying anything bad about Jared Verse.
He's a dog. We don't know what he could be yet. We don't know what he is yet, but he's already ready. Like he is capable of leading a defense.
He is.
You know,
but it's Myles Garrett, so
it's Myles Garrett. So it's just a different conversation. And now plugging Myles Garrett into this
Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I am not sad one bit.
LA
Myles Garrett is not on the Browns.
LA,
guess what? That's the only thing to me, honestly, that made that defense good. That he made that secondary good because he just all the pressure he got.
Rams can
when
win
he's not getting 22, 23 sacks a year, he was pressuring 10, 20 times a game.
Rams can win games without Puka. Like, I'm not saying for the whole year, but if he misses a couple weeks,
so here's what's
they'll
crazy.
Be all right.
That pass rush for the Browns isn't the same. It's not going to be the same this year with him not gone. So how well will that secondary be?
I mean, I don't think the defense is the issue for the Browns. I don't think that's the problem.
He was the cog, bro.
The problem is Deshaun Watson as your starting quarterback is the problem.
Shedeur Sanders as your starting quarterback
as the backup too. That their problem is on the other side of the
football. Dylan Gabriel is the problem.
Like, it's not the defense. I think the defense will be just fine, but eventually a defense gets tired of carrying an offense that can't give you run support. That's going to be the story of the Browns.
I don't think the defense is going to be as good without Myles Garrett. I don't think they're going to be elite. Good. They were a top 5 defense. I think they're going to fall in like the average.
Shit, I'll be drafting them. I'll start that defense. I'll take everything that they can give me.
It's just like when I look at the Ravens, bro.
The only thing that keeps me away from them is an offense that's going to give the other team the ball at the 5-yard line, and now my defense is losing points.
In a precarious position.
Yeah, on some stupid shit. That is my concern as far as the Browns defense goes. I don't have
questionable in that whole division.
I don't have many concerns with the Rams. The Rams are the creme de la creme of the NFC.
That's the only team, honestly, in both conferences that I'm not overly concerned with.
Rams are the only team.
If they do what we expect them to do, they're going to be there.
Rams are the only team out of these 8 teams that like they can go to the Super Bowl. I feel like. They have that tag of Super Bowl contender, which none of these other
just like last
teams,
week, where the only team we really looked at as a possibility for a championship game would be the Jags.
They got to win the AFC. They can be in the AFC.
That's what I mean. But the difference with that this week is the Rams can win it all.
Because there's some skeletons in Trevor Lawrence's closet that he needs to exercise. It's just not as many as Josh Allen.
But so far, 2 weeks of predictions, we only put over. There's like 2 teams in each win we did that we think can actually get to a title game.
It's going to be hard this year. We've already broken down 4 divisions and only 2 Super Bowl contenders.
That's bad.
Yeah. Wild card weekend
and next week's the North
shit show. Wild card weekend is going to be the equivalent of week 15 in fantasy, where teams are just going to start disappearing. People are going to stop talking in the text.
The North, they just beat each other up in both conferences. In both conferences, they both beat each other up. And like I wanted to put the Bears over next week, but I can't do it with that Madden cover.
We've got maybe 4 to 5 playoff teams here, but Super Bowl teams we got 1, and that's the Rams.
Yeah,
like here
I say you got 4 playoff teams here. I think you got 2 in the AFC and 2 in the NFC.
Yeah, that's fair. Somebody's gonna miss here. Somebody the Broncos, the Chiefs, one of them's gonna miss. Seattle's going to be right at because in the NFC, you're going to have to win more games. The NFC is the better conference.
Yes.
It's stronger. It's more loaded over there. So
because you got to have the NFC North we're going to talk about next week. Everybody finished with 9-8 and above.
You need 10 wins to at least to
9-8 and above. Every team finished.
Yeah.
And only 2 teams made the playoffs.
The Vikings finished with a winning record last year.
Yeah.
The Vikings had a better record than the Lions last year.
And the Lions had a lot of injuries again. Hopefully, there's no injuries this year, so there's no excuses.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about pussyfoot injuries.
Yeah,
go win the NFC.
Yep,
that's it. Go win the NFC, dog. Because if you can't do that, you're no different than the Bills.
You're right.
You're no different than the Bills, except you don't play in as many marquee matchups as the Bills do.
I will not this year. I'm not going to argue with you about that. It's NFC title game or bust.
You let Chicago Bears or Indiana Cubs or whatever you want to call themselves walk away with the North. You let the Packers do it with their team and the issues that they have going on. If it's anybody but you, I'm done.
Yeah,
I am done.
Yep. And then you got to start questioning Dan Campbell.
Go for it on 4th down again, idiot. Instead of taking the points, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It should have
leave the points on the. Go ahead. Leave the points on the floor and just go for it again.
It should have been Chiefs Lions in 2020.
Show everybody how tough you are.
What was it?
Going for it on 4th down and not getting it. If you're going to go for it that much, you would think you'd have a play designed for that particularly.
2022 was Chiefs Eagles. 2021 was Chiefs 49ers. And 2024 was Chiefs Eagles again. It should have been Chiefs Lions. If he goes for those field goals, they beat the Niners.
I'm already,
bro. I was riding high because remember I predicted that. Remember when I predicted that?
Mikey,
I said Lions, Chiefs.
No, myself, I was pro Lions until they kept falling flat on their face. Same way I was with the Bills. How many times am I going to sit here and give a team flowers when all they're going to do is let them die? You don't water your flowers.
Yeah.
You let your flowers sit with no water.
I'm never.
Dirt all dried up.
I am never predicting the Bills to the Super Bowl ever again.
We predicted Lions versus Bills on this podcast. Ha! Two teams that literally cannot win their conferences. Go win the NFC, bro. That's it. It's not even winning a Super Bowl. I need to see this team win the NFC, but they can't even win their division at this point. And you could.
That division is going to be a toss-up.
Look at how many injuries the 49ers deal with.
Do I think the Vikings win the division? No. Do I think the Bears win the division? They could have, but before I seen that Madden cover, I don't trust anybody on a Madden cover in their team.
They could still.
I think it's going to come down again to the Packers and the Lions, and honestly, they're the same team. Goff could get hot and look like one of the best of all time, and then there's times where he can look like one of the worst.
How many games do they have?
Jordan Love can get hot and look like one of the best quarterbacks, and then Jordan Love can go on weeks where you're like, ugh.
He's terrible sometimes. It's just a tough watch.
And LaFleur again.
You should not.
Is LaFleur's job safe?
You should not be losing this division to these teams. You should be in the same conversation as the Rams.
And like the Madden cover curse is already starting with the Bears. You got Burden with the groin injury already. Odunze's hurt.
I don't think the Lions are better than the Eagles. I don't think the Lions are better than the Cowboys. I don't think the Lions are better than the Rams. I'm not sure if they're better than the 49ers. Like I think don't know.
I think they're better than the Niners. They're not better than the Rams.
At best, you're
the
what?
Eagles, I don't know.
At best, you're the third best in the NFC.
Dallas.
At best. Fourth best. They're not the best on that side.
I mean, offensively,
still to this day.
Offensively, Dallas. Listen, to me, I know we're not talking the East yet, but it piggybacks with this.
It's important because
it piggybacks with this though.
These two divisions are a big
Rams,
chunk of the playoff picture.
I'm looking at the Rams and the Seahawks having top 5 offenses in this league, top 10. After that, in a couple weeks from now, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys also having a top 5 offense in this league, top 10 possibly. Not the team as itself, but offensively.
Gibbs does not have David Montgomery anymore to dispel. Like, it's all you now. It's all on you.
I think he'll be ready this year.
I hope.
I think he's going to be ready.
I hope because I plan to draft him.
So do I.
I'm riding with this.
I have no opportunity to draft him.
I'm riding with this.
I have no opportunity to draft him in All the Money Sports.
Where I can take him.
I have no opportunity to draft him in Elite Eight.
I have
True Legends draft order happens the day of every year. So if I get a pick either between 1 and 3, there's an opportunity there.
I have a 101 pick. I have a 102 pick. I have a 104 pick. 104, probably not. But there's a shot that I could walk away from the draft with Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's the guy. He's the running back one, and by default, he's their wide receiver 2, 3.
Yeah.
Roughly. Him and J-Mo. And then you got Laporta coming back healthy into the mix. But Goff throws the ball to Gibbs a lot. Like, and sorry, but Pacheco is not on the field enough.
Yeah.
There's always something going on with him. They got this other kid that I saw running the ball.
You look at that offense, then you look at the Seahawks offense, you look at the Rams offense. Those are the offenses they're gonna. When we talk about them next week, these offenses you got to. Can you go toe to toe with these guys?
And in the last 2 minutes, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make the wrong decision? Are you gonna go for it on 4th down? Because let me tell you something: the Rams are gonna take them 3 points because they trust their defense. They're gonna take them 3 points. Seattle's smart enough to take those points. The Eagles, they're gonna bleed the clock, and when the Eagles have the lead, they're going to bleed the clock some more. They're going to do everything in their power to not cough the ball up to you, and they're going to take advantage of your mistakes on your side. So if you meet Goff on a bad day, what was that game? The game when they played the Vikings? Was it Thanksgiving?
It was Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. What was wrong with him that day?
Oh,
what was that?
Bro, that whole team.
What was that?
Didn't Goff have like 5 turnovers in that game?
He couldn't stop. He could not stop. Why he was going through a downward spiral, bro. And I know it sounds like I'm sitting here bashing a lot of different teams, but at the end of the day, it's either that or I'm gonna give praise to a team that at this point is not earning it. Oh, it's the Lions, you know. All hail the Lions. They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything.
Yeah.
But give us fantasy points, which I'm appreciative of that. But like, make it out of the NFC, bro. That's all I'm saying. So just to recap the West, Rams 11-6, Niners 10-7, Seahawks 9-8, Cardinals 4-13. Rams Super Bowl contender. Chargers division championship, and when they get into the playoffs, I don't know, man. They'll mess around and just lose to the hot wild card team. I don't know. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Your boy Dingler's getting destroyed on Twitter right now.
Oh boy.
So he must have struck out again.
Oh, they lost. Yeah, I picked them to win today, but Detroit could not come through.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson's starting tomorrow.
Yep. Gotta put butts in seats. Ugh.
McCarthy, Vikings quarterback decision out of my control. What do you mean out of your control?
You could have
played better in practice.
Right.
Like, yo, you got an offensive-minded guy, right? Who made Kirk Cousins look amazing. He made Carson Wentz look respectable. He had Sam Darnold looking Darnold.
Yeah.
And you're the only one that doesn't look good. Like,
it's not him.
I know Kyler hasn't looked perfect in training camp, but overall, he hasn't looked bad at all.
Yeah, but Kyler's
getting the ball to Jetta.
The problem is one day Kyler hits a wall.
That's listen. Kyler, the first 2 months of an NFL season, they start good. Remember when he had those stacked Arizona teams? They would start 6-2 almost every season, and then tail off in the second half. And everybody the running joke was because Call of Duty came out the end of October, beginning of November.
He had a Hopkins that was relatively still in his prime, to an extent.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not like Kyler Murray didn't have options. So now
he showed he can. So we're gonna. If Kevin O'Connell makes him look,
him and Tua are in the same boat.
If Kevin O'Connell makes him look respectable, and Kyler actually puts up like 4,000 yards and like 25, 30 touchdowns, we're gonna sit back and say, well, why couldn't 9 do it? Because they're both in the same boat.
He's not capable, and he doesn't play for a team like the Eagles that are gonna hide all your flaws as a quarterback. They don't have a scheme to hide what he does wrong.
And everybody's making wrong. I know Kyler's short, but I also think Kevin O'Connell's going to do a lot of like getting him out of the pocket throws.
Yeah, as long as he's good to run.
And listen,
because I mean, he's got his own.
We talked earlier, and when we were talking about fantasy to start the show, I think Jordan Mason's going to be a good running back for them. I really do. He showed he could be a really good running back when he was with the 49ers.
I gotta see it, you know, and it just might sound pessimistic on my part, but you know, I've been there and done that with the whole Jordan Mason. I was one of those that was ready to draft him when he was going to have his moment, and it didn't really flesh out that way. So he's just going to have to actually do it, you know, before I start, you know, singing that guy's praises.
Okay, it's respectable.
You gotta earn it, man. You gotta earn it. Because if you ain't beating out Aaron Jones' old ass, he's out there still getting the touchdowns because you can't stay healthy or get in the end zone. I mean, I don't know, bro. I just don't know.
Imagine giving Olave in a first for this guy. Imagine not accepting that deal. Kicking himself in the ass now, I bet.
Oh, well. I think we've moved on from it. It's fair to say, based on recent transgressions.
No lies told there.
But, yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles, folks. It's tough breaking down these divisions. Again, the deeper we go into it, the more information we have on teams. Those first couple weeks might be a little bit tough, but from now to next week, we're gonna have a ton of information as far as teams in training camp. We're gonna have preseason games played. We're gonna have storylines trickling out.
I'm looking forward to
Depth
tomorrow.
chart battle positions. It's gonna be great to have an assortment of football games to choose from tomorrow night to be able to kick back and watch. Usually Thursday's a slow day for baseball. So the NFL is going to give us a nice sample size tomorrow of what to expect moving forward. One of the things that I put on here is what are you looking forward to most this week of preseason?
They ranked Washington.
And
PFF.
for me, the thing that I'm looking forward to most is hoping that through all these games all weekend long, that as many players stay healthy as possible.
That's number one.
I'm already seeing guys
Enough
going
injuries.
down.
Enough injuries.
I just want everybody to make it out of this week in one piece and just get one step closer to kickoff weekend. What were you saying about Washington? I'm sorry.
PFF has given them the worst offensive line in football. And they've ranked Denver as the best offensive line in football.
Something that we will revisit in 2 weeks when we discuss the East. I don't know how much of that changes from now until then, but as far as the rankings go of the division, we shall see where they end up. But that Laramie Tunsil injury is not something that you can just wave off. That's a hit. That's the biggest hit so far in training camp.
Yeah.
Because all these other ones, they're saying it's minor. They're saying he's just going to miss the preseason. They're telling you Tunsil is going to miss real time.
He's the first key offensive lineman we've lost.
Center. He's a center for them.
Yeah. He's the blindside protector.
So,
especially a year coming off of all the hits and the abuse.
The kid got hurt. He missed time. Mariota was the quarterback last year.
He moved the ball a little bit.
He did.
Next week's the AFC North and the NFC North. Two divisions that are pretty much mirrors of each other. They're black and blue divisions. The other team wants to beat you up. The Ravens want to bully teams. The Steelers want to bully teams. The Bengals want to bully teams. The Browns
produce multiple playoff teams.
Both.
You know what I mean? Like
there's chances you could have three teams coming out of either one of those divisions. It's a possibility.
Teams that –
and there's new faces everywhere in the AFC North except for Cincinnati because the owner's so cheap and he doesn't want to pay the coach to sit on the sidelines. That's going to be the downfall of Cincinnati is the coach. As great as Joe Burrow is, as great as Jamar Chase is, as great as Chase Brown can be, their downfall is their head coach who is just a buffoon. And if you think I'm lying and you think, oh, you're just a Steeler fan, go watch the quarterback Netflix show where he goes up to Joe, man, good job. He goes, we suck today. What are you talking about? It was that Tennessee game.
Yeah, I think Joe's over it.
Remember it? Did you see him mic'd up talking? He goes, we absolutely suck today. What do you mean we're good?
Yeah, I think Joey B's over
at that moment, I said, Joe.
You don't want to hear.
I said at that moment, Joe Burrow now believes he's the smartest man in the room. And once that happens, where a player looks at his coach like that, it's never going to work. And that he's going to be the reason why the Bengals don't succeed.
If you don't respect their coach.
And I'm not saying the Bengals ain't making the playoffs because it's very good. Possibly they will make the playoffs. But to get over that hump, Zach Taylor is going to be the reason why they don't. The Ravens got a lot of question marks.
Listen, you talk about coaches holding teams back. Detroit, bro.
Dan Campbell and his aggressiveness.
This team should be way further along than they are.
I can't argue with you no more.
Give games away.
I can't argue.
You're
right.
We can't sit here and bash the Bengals for some of the same things some of these other teams are doing that we constantly throw praise on just because we like them. Doesn't matter what we like.
The Bengals and the Lions, you could call the same team at sometimes.
So the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl.
Yes.
I mean,
in recent, 5 years ago, which is still recent. And And the Lions were almost there 4 years ago, but they blew it.
That was the closest they've been was 4 years ago.
The 2023 season,
it's been
right?
4 year?s.
Oh no, 3 years. Still,
I'm about to say, bro.
And you don't know what Jesse Minter is going to be with the Ravens. You just don't like. Is he going to be able to control the locker room like Harbaugh was?
Can the Packers
when I look
get hot?
I look at Derrick Henry. God forbid Derrick Henry goes down. What does this offense do next? The Browns, as long as those guys are the starting quarterbacks, the Browns ain't going nowhere. Pittsburgh, you don't know what you're getting with Mike McCarthy. Is Mike McCarthy going to spray some magic dust on Aaron Rodgers? You don't know. You don't know. I will say a lot of the reports where players keep talking about the details of offense, being told what to do, when to do, how to do it, why we do it, is an indictment on what Mike Tomlin's been on the last couple of years. You got defensive players talking about, don't have to go like this. And then they're like, what are we doing? Like, everybody knows where they need to be. Like, that's an indictment. Maybe the Tomlin course ran a little longer than it should have. It's not taken away from him. Then on the other side, LaFleur. How much longer does he keep getting? Because he's 2 years away from 10 years as the coach? And it's only been the one NFC title game, right? That was the one where they were winning and then just blew it when Brady got that touchdown before the half.
Yeah.
And him kicking a field goal with 5 minutes left and you're in the 5-yard line. Bro, just go for the touchdown. You still got to drive 90-some yards.
The opposite of Detroit, where it's like you're being too safe right now. You're being too conservative, and that's Bears, not going to win you football games.
The Bears, I know they made the playoffs. They got to,
Mikey's not going to like this, but they're the most dangerous team in that division.
They could, I think they got one of the best coaches.
They are the most dangerous team in that division.
The only thing that scares me is the Madden cover curse,
and that in itself could be a woozy and a wazzy. Because they overcome that, deal with the competition in their division.
McCaffrey was on the cover. He got hurt. Who was on the cover after McCaffrey?
Is that a him thing or is that the team that he plays for thing?
That's another thing. But the quarterback,
a lot of his team,
the main player on the Bears is on the cover.
We'll see. We're going to see.
Let me see who was on 2025.
We're going to see. Because there could definitely be regression for Chicago. They were riding a high last year.
Barkley was in the 2026 cover, and the Eagles.
Yeah, but he didn't get hurt.
No, he didn't.
Eagles just stunk.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt. He played the whole year.
He didn't get hurt. Eagles just stunk. Eagles offense was just putrid.
Maybe he broke it.
I can't wait this year because you know what's going to be the new thing? Because since we're so afraid to hold Jalen Hurts accountable, the new thing is going to be, we should run Tank Bixby more than Barkley. He don't have it anymore. I can't. It's gonna happen. You know they move on fast.
Oh, bro, that would be wild.
They move on to the next shiny toy, and once Tank Bixby rips a big 40-yard run, which
I think we both agree. Though I know we're not there next week, but I think we both are gonna have the Browns and the Vikings in last place.
I mean, there's no reason to put them any higher.
And the other 3 spots are just going to be
interchangeable.
Yeah,
they
realistically can be interchangeable.
That's where I do the deep dive as far as looking at the schedules and the matchups and the player personnel. It's not going to be hard to figure out who's going to be in the basement, and it usually isn't.
Nah,
I came into tonight knowing, what it was going to be.
Yeah, I knew who it was going to be. Dude, I've said it for months. It's a 2-team race for Manning, Miami, and Arizona. I keep getting heat on my TikTok trim kit, our clips when I talk about Miami being tankers.
I'm probably gonna catch.
But they got Malik Willis. That doesn't mean shit.
I'm gonna catch.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
Well, they're saying he looks very good out there. He looks like a veteran.
I don't think it's gonna be his fault that they're losers.
I think that they actually might have low key hit on some of these wide receivers.
Oh no,
we just don't know that.
Bell could be a diamond in the rough.
Caleb Douglas, telling you. And in your redraft leagues, in your grandma leagues, in your standard 1 QB leagues where you're afraid to play 2 quarterbacks, remember the name Caleb Douglas. Because week 1, when he's sitting on the waiver wire and you see him going off for Miami in their matchup, that's going to be one of the waiver wire priorities for week 1. And that is going to be one of the spoiler alerts that I have for you guys through training camp heading into the kickoff season. Kickoff weekend, I should say.
Eli Apple has signed with the 49ers.
Oof. Good luck, buddy.
Ooh. We got a lot to discuss next week because those divisions are always entertaining on this podcast.
We're halfway there, and we got a little bit of clarity. We've gotten through phase 2. And we move on to phase 3, which is the NFC, AFC North next week, breaking that down. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully Mike D's back in the building.
If Mike was here, he would also be talking about how the Knicks open the year against the LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Maxey, Edgecombe, Embiid Sixers.
Cheapest ticket in Madison Square Garden is $2,000.
That's crazy.
It's only going to get worse.
Oh, the Sixer tickets went up almost 60%.
Should have got them tickets before he actually signed.
Yeah.
Once you heard about it potentially happening, that's when you got to get on it. What we try to do is be ahead of the curve, and that's one of those things where you save yourself a couple bucks by doing it.
I did last year with those Steelers tickets I got for me and my wife the second go around. Yeah. Even the first go around against the Colts, I paid for 4 tickets, $800, like 5 rows back, and that was before Rodgers signed. Once Rodgers signed, the scalpers went to town marking stuff up.
That's what you got to do. Ooh, Trent Grisham with 2 bombs tonight as the Yankees are up 10-5 on the Mariners in the top of the night.
It was just 8-5 a couple minutes ago.
No Judge, no problem, as the Yankees look to close out another victory here tonight, holding on to that top wild card spot. Just need Tampa to lose a couple of games.
Raiders.
Man.
I mean, not the Raiders, the Red Sox.
Yeah, they're hot too right now. It's going to be a fun race.
The hottest team in baseball.
It's going to be a fun race. You got the whole Field of Dreams thing going on, and
listen,
all that.
When the game's over, maybe some of those players should stay back in the cornfield.
Yeah. Oh,
don't get me friggin' started.
Poor Phillies.
I don't know what the hell's happened.
That's a conversation for another day, ladies and gentlemen. This has been On the Money Podcast with the divisional round reviews. We will be back same time, same place. Oh, Red Sox lost again? Let's go. Beautiful news. Beautiful way to end the pod. Screw Boston. Go Yanks. And, post your boards. Draft season coming up. We know your drafts are coming up.
Doesn't Mikey got a draft next
weekend?
Post
your boards. He has one next weekend. I have one on the 23rd. So we're going to start posting boards on the forum. Don't be scared of the scrutiny and the criticism, man. We have fun with this shit. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right if you play in a grandma league. Nobody cares. We're having fun. All right. Post your boards. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you got. Let's see where your fantasy acumen actually is.
And don't put Jordan Love on your number 1 pick for, when you go to pick Jeremiah Love, make sure it's not Jordan.
Pick the right sticker. Yeah, pick the right sticker, guys. Don't get caught up in that. So
next week, we talking AFC, NFC North. Let's see what we got next week. Until then, you guys stay safe, and we'll see you next week.